Hello, I'm Lisa Harrison and welcome to Deconstructing The Construct. I realise it's been a couple of weeks since the last episode, and the reason for that is that there has been so much going on. And sometimes you just need to give it a bit of time to settle in and wait for the confirmations and the validations for what you think is going on. And for a while there, it was getting pretty confusing. So for those of you who have been following the metaphoric narrative that I've been playing with for the last year and a bit, you'll know that around this time last year, or perhaps January, I'm not sure, I started to feel this energetic wave moving in. And for the first time in a visual, it didn't present like a huge water wave, big blue wave. It presented as a pink sphere, which let me know that it was something very, very different. And in the journey that followed, we went through what I called the waiting room as this pink sphere got closer and closer, and then pink sphere merged. There was a process or a moment of feeling like you were going through a membrane as that was happening. And we've been metaphorically in this pink sphere ever since. It seems like the sphere is now on the move. What does that mean in a literal sense? In a 3D sense, I've got no real idea. But at least at the energetic level, we're moving. So I think, as I talked about last time, we seem to be going through a period right now where we are physically experiencing what we energetically experienced last year. All the work that was done, all the cleaning up that was done, all the timelines that were closed out, all of that we seem to be experiencing here physically now. But energetically, we are on the move. And this is having immediate physical ramifications. For example, a lot of people have been experiencing neck issues, neck pain, whiplash kind of feeling almost. There's been, and well, to explain that, it feels like the construct is literally trying to get us to turn around, look behind us, look back, jar us back, and it's causing neck problems. There is a lot of body aches and pains. There's actually this sticky feeling, like the sphere, or where we've been, has been stagnant for so long, stuck in this one spot. And as we're moving out, all the goo that's been holding us back in there and it's holding on to us is sort of stretching out. And we're feeling it physically. I did mention some months ago when a lot of the, I guess, disclosures started happening and the cleaning of the swamp and all that sort of stuff started happening, that it felt like truth was coming out in certain parts of the world, or narratives and themes and people's expectations were playing out. But it was happening in isolated pockets. And one of the things that people who call themselves awake will say is we're never going to get there if all 7 billion people, not that I believe there's actually 7 billion people, but anyway, need to wake up completely to everything. And I agree with you, it wouldn't happen. And what I'm seeing is that it doesn't have to happen. In this cleanup, and as timelines are closing out, as I talked about last show, Everything is being revealed and made transparent on its way out. And it just has to be witnessed, even if it's just by one. So you've got people who are starting to wake up to the atrocities of one aspect of this or another, whether it's vaccines or chemtrails or political fraud or genocide or child trafficking, or pick a subject, right? The entire population doesn't need to become completely aware of all of it, as long as someone is. As long as someone sees it on the way out and it's witnessed. That's what I'm seeing play out. Now, this is also being experienced in dream time. Some of you may have been having some of the most horrific nightmares of late, where you're seeing the most diabolical behaviour happening. And there's nothing you can do about it. You're just literally acting as a witness. You're just seeing it happen and you can't do anything. I have reason to believe that that is directly connected to both what I just said, it needs to be witnessed, but because of the roles we are playing elsewhere, the greater part of us as well. So there's that. So this is what's been going on. In terms of what seems to be happening just in the last, I don't know, 24 to 48 hours, I guess, and ongoing, 36, no more, is, and when I say that, it's 1:44 in the afternoon on Thursday, February 8th. For me, time zone, Australia, East. We have a huge influx of energy coming in right now. This purple, blues, the reds, a lot of integration happening, and there is even a reason to believe this may be the biggest and possibly the last final integration before whatever happens. Yeah, again, this is playing out, a lot of it in dream time. Some of you are dreaming of having to protect a small child or meeting yourself as a small child. And that is actually who you're dealing with. You're dealing with the child in you when you got broken. Okay, so you're integrating those aspects. And any other aspects of you that represent a moment where you were broken or something fractured you. They're all coming back in. Picture it this way, that you've got your greater self, your higher self, who fractalized themselves out many, many times in order to have many different experiences. One of those experiences were in this construct that got completely screwed over. That fractal got fractalized multiple times. The other fractals that have been merging with the greater part of you, sometimes you can feel that too, because it does have an effect on you. But as that greater part of you is becoming more and more whole, as a gorgeous woman who's going through this very thing said to me, it's as if the bigger part of her doesn't want, and all those fractals who have just done all the work to integrate, don't want this aspect of her bringing all her shit home. She needs to deal with it here before she comes home. So there's a lot of integration going on and facing things you may not want to, and all of healing in general going on. And we're feeling it physically like never before. These incredible flus that are going around, and I know there's a lot of theories on what's causing them: flu shot, flu vaccine, the balloons that were launched, I think at the time of the eclipse last year, chemtrails, there's a whole bunch of reasons. And any and all of them may be valid. I do think, however, there's an energetic element to it too. I know some people call it ascension flu. It's not what I call it, but there is a deep healing that needs to happen and a purging. So either embrace it or, and that's not to negate everything else I said, like all the other reasons that this can be happening at all. But it can be acting as a catalyst as well. Dates do keep recurring. March 4 keeps recurring. And in fact, today, February 8, has popped up as well. These energies that are coming in should peak on the weekend. And like, there's no escaping them. But they are being felt already. If you are feeling like you're going sideways a little bit and you're a little bit off balance, tune into it and see if it feels like you're literally on the move, because you may well be. There's also been more of these false text message alerts. New York got a tsunami warning, Maine, there's been a few all over the world actually. My feeling on all of that is that these are messages, threats, warnings between all the factions. I don't think they've got anything to do with us. I don't believe that they are drills to see how people will react or just to put people into fear mode. I don't think they've really got anything to do with us at all. I think they are messages, and I'm wondering whether or not the New York and the stock exchange crash are connected, the New York alert. And I'm sure tsunami is code word for one thing, and missile is code word for something else, and earthquake is code word for something else. But yeah, it does. It feels, it's got that distinct, they're communicating with each other through this feeling. Nothing to do with us. But I think that's about it. The next week certainly is going to be intense if it hasn't started for you already. And if you are having these horrible, horrible dreams, and it's not just in dream time, I might say, you can be scouring Facebook, you can be on YouTube, whatever, and some of the most horrific thing passes your face. And it's like, why did I have to see that? Why did I? Because it had to be witnessed. And I do believe it's on its way out. We are the Agenda 21. Okay. Agenda 21, the cabal wins, we become a totalitarian prison planet completely, depopulation, the whole agenda, I think, is also the event timeline. To me, there are two running side by side right now. There is the one where we end this, and there is the one where we end this via the event. And via the event, it still has some kinks in it. But but myself and others, and I'm sure many other groups around the place, are cleaning it up as best we can, or eliminating it altogether. And there is a lot for us to clean up, but it's happening anyway. So you just may have to be a witness to some of this stuff. Please don't think that it's because the world's getting worse or because these things are, I really, really don't believe that's the case. I believe that they're ending, or they have closed down, and they are doing what I refer to as waving at you on the way out. As hard as it is to go through. So I'll be back when there's something else to report, and love to all. Bye for now.